On the news at 1, FCT administration poised to complete ongoing project before the expiration of tenure, says minister. Increased criminality in the FCT in focus as correspondent examines measures to end insecurity in the nation's capital. And non-governmental organization advocates better arrangement for collection of PVCs by the elderly.
Good afternoon and welcome to the news at 1 and NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station. This is Aisha Oba Ali, your uncle. Working on the premise of completing all inherited projects in line with President Muhammad Buhari's administration's drive, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Musa Bello, in 2022 revitalized the nation's capital city by completing some of the critical infrastructure, thereby making life more meaningful for the residents. Onoze Yakubu takes a look at the scorecard of the FCT minister in the year under review.
The Federal Capital Territory has continued to sustain her upward trajectory in infrastructure development under the Mohammed Musa Bello-led administration, especially in the year under review. Slowly but consistently, Abuja, the capital city, has become one of the most beautiful cities in the world, boasting an infrastructural base that is adjudged breathtaking. The completion of some of the primary and other arterial routes by the Musa Bello-led administration in the year under review has assisted in opening up some of the intersections which hitherto were locked up, providing the motorists and other road users a healthy experience while navigating the entire stretch of the capital city. To mention but a few are the Inner Southern Expressway, the Parkway connecting NTA headquarters, and the Goodluck Jonathan Expressway, among other critical infrastructure.
We have made appreciable progress, on this contract. This is where you have the powerhouse. You can see the enormous work that we are doing around the powerhouse junction where we are developing an interchange. There are about 4 interchange structures which have been planned to be delivered under this project.
The Abuja Light Rail project is another landmark stride of the administration that has enhanced the operation of an eco-friendly transport system. Although vandalized rail tracks and other equipment by the suspected criminal elements have become a major setback to the train operation, the administration in the year under review engaged some security outfits to properly safeguard the critical national asset ahead of the planned resumption of the train services.
A minister who is determined to leave a legacy, and that legacy is what brought me here to take a look at it, so we can, within the space of time, know what to say and how to go about it.
City managers have been working assiduously to make Abuja a befitting nation's capital. This follows the political will given by the FCT minister, as the rise in contravening structures has been one of the challenges.
We've always argued to those who always tell us that they don't have enough warnings. We'll ask them, when you are coming to violate the law, occupy unoccupied spaces illegally, you don't even give government anything. But we give you enough time, we plead with you to please leave, and when you don't leave, we'll come forward here. They cry, but we don't abuse human rights.
Given the challenging security situation in the territory, the FCT administration in the year under review supported the security agencies with operational vehicles to ensure the safety of all residents of the territory, as Abuja stakeholders believe is a work in progress. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And to some security matters. Criminality is turning life into a nightmare for residents and visitors to the nation's capital, widely regarded as a fortified fortress owing to its status as a seat of power. The increase in the manner with which the daredevil criminals attack and dispose of victims of valuables is worrisome. To this trend, Tosi Ameri seeks solution.
It appears drive-by criminals, popularly referred to as one-chance operators, home burglars, scavengers and petty pickpockets are demystifying the security architecture of Abuja's high and mighty, as well as the middle class and poor, with different bad experiences to share. Jerry Okon, a taxi driver, recounts his ordeal.
I carried some passengers to Area 10, unknowingly that the person sitting behind me was a thief. So all he did was he took my phone and all the money that I worked for the morning. I even give him change again.
His story is no different from Usman Ahmed Hassan, a staff of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, who was not so lucky. Highbrow areas of Abuja, the nation's capital, have been witnessing upsurge of crime, with cases of people being attacked, being robbed, like a resident of Ochacho Estate in Idu, Karimo, who went out for morning jogging and never returned, is one out of many and leaves so much to be desired. Eyewitnesses still shudder at the crime scene while narrating the scary attack.
25th of this last 6 months, when one of our colleagues went for jogging at the back of this old custom, where that was around 7 a.m. he went for jogging. He didn't return. So the wife had to cry to the gate, and the security men told him that he went for jogging. On checking, we saw his dead body. I think if the FCT government can come into this matter and try to send the Ebola people away. We have Ebola in this railway road and one hidden around this area. Those are the people that have been trying to terrorize. Even people's properties are not even safe.
What is the way forward?
It is one action that leads to another. But we are thinking of reducing or removing. What are those indices?
We have thrown reason to the winds, even we Nigerians. We open our police, but have you protected that? Phone. You have an expensive phone, those your generation, that you can't eat to 500 naira food, but you can carry 1 million naira food. You carry it, especially women. Hello, you are inside taxi that is carrying 4 other people. They are flashing. Why will a hungry person there who is a criminal not snatch it from you?
Security agents still maintain that credible and timely intelligence will help reduce crime to its barest minimum, as security is everyone's business. In Abuja, Tessie Omeri, Nta News.
Similarly, criminal activities have also posed not only a big threat to the society and people, but have also raised great concerns all over the world. What are the measures put in place by the FCT Police Command in combating this ugly trend? Sandra Akeme brings us details.
Following an upsurge in criminal activities in the FCT, Officer in charge of Anti-Car Theft Section, FCT Police Command, CSP Bello Abdullahi says measures are being put in place to tackle such occurrences by also engaging other sister security agencies, such that anyone found wanting will be prosecuted according to the law.
These hoodlums have graduated from stealing small vehicles to bigger vehicles. And they don't just do this, they have to do it with arms. We need cooperation of everybody. Okay. Trust us, please. We are begging. Trust us, and we will be better for it. Okay. If you don't interact with us, interaction with us is free. Come on, let's talk. Okay. Okay. If you have any problem, or you think there's a problem, come to police. We will be able to analyze and give you results. Okay. More importantly, we are your friends. We are being paid with your money for the services we are rendering.
He appealed to residents to always avail the command with useful information around their areas. In Abuja, Sandra Akeme, NTA News.
Away from security to politics, the Community Support Directorate of the APC Presidential Campaign Council has taken grassroots sensitization and mobilization to Karamajiji community in the FCT. Ifoma Ojinta reports.
Working to mobilize the base at the communal level to ensure the victory of Tinubu Shettima aspiration, the Community Support Directorate of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, led by its director Abdullahi Ahmed Miagogo, urged party loyalists and supporters in Karomajigi community to vote for the APC at all levels. He assures of more of government visibility at the grassroots, adding that the physically challenged, women and children will not be neglected if Tinubu is given the mandate.
They should vote for APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashi Shettima, and by God's grace, we will not disappoint them, and we'll hold them, and we'll give them all what belongs to them. We'll make sure that we'll supervise directly, just the way we come here and listen to them, and have their complaint on our heart, and by God's grace, we'll channel it to the appropriate time when the time comes.
Although members of the community promised to support APC presidential candidate and his running mate, they raised some of their challenges expected to be addressed in the shortest possible time.
We believe APC will help us, and that is why we gather ourselves around to make sure we vote for the party. We believe in moving forward, because I believe that what they are here is to move Nigeria forward.
The directorate also educated members of the community on their rights to exercise their franchise and ensure they collect their permanent voter cards. Ifoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Similarly, a frontline advocate for the welfare of senior citizens in Nigeria and the founder of the Pulse Old People's Home, Hawa Umar Jibrin, has called for a better arrangement that will ease the issuance and collection of PVC by the elderly. She stated this in an exclusive interview with Abdullahi Ajia.
Concerned about the welfare and health of the elderly, which is being championed by her NGO, founder, the Pulse Old People's Home, Hawa Umar Jibrin, this time is advocating a better arrangement from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on the distribution of PVCs ahead of the 2023 general elections. She observes that the present procedure is too cumbersome, especially for the elderly, whom she says are exposed to much rigor not good for their health condition.
We are just considering those who cannot withstand the weather, those who cannot withstand the long stay. Most elderly people have health challenges, and if we ask them to go queue up there and stay for as long as they want them to stay, at the end of the day, we might be creating problems for the country instead of solving the problems. And that is why we are appealing that at this point, they should not disenfranchise the elderly people.
Those that have, disabilities or challenges, they have special consideration. We don't expect them to queue up with the others. We go out to attend to them. The elderly too, because they don't have the stamina to join the queue.
Credible elections, the senior citizens advocate says, is hinged on active participation of all eligible voters who have their PVCs. As such, the aged in the society should not be denied their franchise through what she calls institutional bureaucracy.
Whatever we did in those days, jingles were what we were using to guide us, to tell us what to do. Some of these NGOs too are interested in this enlightenment, but a lot will complain of lack of funds. So the government will have to come in here, at least for the period of this election, so that people will understand what to do, how to do it, and when to do it.
The philanthropist and legal luminary re-emphasized adequate sensitization by the electoral umpire and the National Orientation Agency to create more awareness on important national issues and on the need to cater more for the senior citizens in the country. In Abuja, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
You are watching the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5, Abuja, and still to come. Nigerians set New Year goals for 2023. These are more in a moment.
The immediate cause of the latest queues in Abuja remains unknown.
Conceived with the intent to ease the flow of traffic in the nation's capital.
Whichever way it turns out, either to consolidate on the existing mandate or institute a new dispensation.
Located within the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMA, How much do people know about ADR? Are charting a path to having more youth participate in governance, in addition to building young entrepreneurs?
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory are calling on the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, look into the situation.
You have to strike a balance to have a future that you don't have to regret.
Like experts say, what kills really is fear.
In Abuja,
NTA News.
Thanks for staying with us. On Political Tidbit, let's join Ifeoma Ojinta, who is standing by on the latest political stories.
Thanks for joining us on this segment. It is 52 days to the presidential election. How prepared are you? Do you know that the ongoing collection of permanent voter cards will be suspended on the 22nd of January? That is about 3 weeks from now. So go get your PVC today. As the FCT INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Yahaya Bello disclosed that the commission will, from the 5th of January 2023, take the PVC collection to the ward levels.
Since we started here, there is, even here in the extension, not Ikaru, there's no day that we give out PVC less than 1,000. And if the crowd was going to be, civil and behave, very well, we can give much more than that one.
Meanwhile, an advocate of the welfare for senior citizens, Hawa Umar Jibril, is calling on INEC to make proper arrangements for stress-free collection of permanent voter cards by the senior citizens.
We are just considering those who cannot withstand the weather, those who cannot withstand the long stay. Most elderly people have health challenges, and if we ask them to go queue up there and stay for as long as they want them to stay, at the end of the day, we might be creating problems for the country instead of solving the problems.
While the Community Support Directorate of the APC Presidential Campaign Council takes its mobilization exercise to various communities in the territory, we spoke to the leader, Contact Mobilization, North Central of the APC Presidential Council, Abubakar Sadiq, on the capabilities of APC candidates in the general elections.
APC is coming with a different dimension and seeing if voted to power, that will go a long way from doing with the presidential and also with the National Assembly representative that we have put in for the election, because if we have tried one result and it's not yielded result, let's try another to see whether that will be more particular. For the first time, the acceptability level of the campaign council, the interactions between, not just once, on several bases, between the principal, who is the Kashim Asiwaju Tinubu and Kashim Chetima, with the FCT ally, has given us a sense of direction.
And that's the segment, but as usual, I leave you with these tidbits.
Away from politics now, people are still basking in the euphoria of the new year, exhibiting the spirit of a fresh start. Some persons, however, say they wish to let go of negative habits and change for good. Deborah Gazaji in this report interacts with a cross-section of FCT residents on their New Year resolutions.
The new year comes with renewed zeal for many people. For those who are full of aspirations, it is also a time to make resolutions. Having New Year resolutions is a common tradition people undertake with a resolve to change an undesired pattern of lifestyle towards achieving their set goals. Bello Umar documented his New Year resolution in a bid to not forget.
My wishes for New Year 2023 and resolution is that I will be focused, very committed to my job, to God, and to my family.
This New Year, I want to have a better life, and I want our upcoming election, we Nigerians, we should vote wisely.
My New Year resolution is to achieve my goals this year and for a better life and a better government.
I want to interact with people. I want to get more friends. I would like to be more knowledge about to have more education, to have admission to further to school.
A New Year resolution is just to, what I couldn't achieve last year. At least I need to set a space for this year for me to be able to achieve it. And to work hard, to also more, and also for more money.
For the people who do not know how to go about their New Year resolutions, here is an advice for them.
Every year you should have a plan, and so you plan how to pick up from where you left up the previous year, and so you are supposed to work better and do better to improve this year, because every year it's a plus for you to do better.
I don't really believe in New Year resolutions. Okay, because most times people who set New Year resolutions before the month ends, they give up on them and they don't end up achieving them.
So what are your New Year resolutions? If you do not have, make one for personal development or for the good of the society, because time is of the essence. Deborah Gazaji, Nta News.
Let's look at what is trending in the world of sport. Tennis legend diagnosed with throat and breast cancer as Novak Djokovic wins again in Australia after 2-year absence. Let's join Benedicta Inya for more details on Sports Brief.
Flying Eagles head coach Ladan Bosso will submit his final squad list of 23 players to the Confederation of Africa Football later January 20th, ahead of the 2023 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations finals scheduled for Egypt. The tournament is billed to hold from February 19th to 11th, with 7-time champions Nigeria drawn against host Egypt, Senegal and Mozambique in Group A of the competition. In tennis legend Martina Navratilova has been diagnosed with throat and breast cancer. Navratilova, who has won 59 Grand Slam titles in her career, has already battled breast cancer in 2010. The 66-year-old said in a statement on the Women's Tennis Association that this double whammy is serious but still fixable. She also said that hoping for a favorable outcome, as she's ready to fight it with all she has got. Still on tennis, Novak Djokovic has won again in Australia, a country where he has enjoyed so much success over the years. 1 year after being deported for refusing the coronavirus vaccine, the 35-year-old secured his first win in the country in 2 years by defeating Kostan Lestian 6-3, 6-2 to add a win to number 19 from the last 20 matches. With Sports Brief, Benedicta Inya, Nta News.
And just before we go, here is a reminder of some top stories. FCT administration has expressed readiness to complete ongoing project before the expiration of tenure. With insecurity on the increase in the FCT, correspondent examined ways to curtailing the trend. And that's how we conclude the 1 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. I am Aisha Oba Ali. Good afternoon.